Hey, man, let know a fucking podcast they tune into right now. Who's running that shit? Let's go.
Hours of Chaos with Don Chaos. The 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 hours of chaos. Jugs in this bitch, no jug shit. Karma King, Don Chaos never switched. From Denver to D-Town, his name carries weight clowns from all around. Know that he put it down like an OG. Just know he stays down. Eating phony jugs, covered up in steak sauce. That's how we stay on the Hours of Chaos.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy, Don Chaos. Hit that like button, smash subscribe.
Let's get weird. Say your prayers, check the mic. Got my notes, we're live tonight. Cameras rolling, chats on fire. Super chats taking me up higher. Yo, what's up? Let's break it down. Crazy theories all around. Conspiracy, some rap reviews and interviews with sketchy dudes.
Enter podcast.
Mic is hot, stream won't crash.
Stream won't crash.
Clickbait title, thumbnails rad. Tell your mom, tell your dad.
Tell your dad.
Wi-Fi strong, let's go in deep. Did Bigfoot take my Uber Eats? Aliens, ghostly vibes, or just some guy who's dead inside? Late night talks about rapping clowns. Don Chaos, don't mess around. If tech goes bad, then I might rage. But hey, like, comment, share this page.
Enter podcast.
Mic is hot, stream won't crash. Clickbait title, thumbnails red. Tell your mom, tell your dad. Shout out to the chat, y'all are wild tonight. Yo, who's trolling? Mods, get them out of here. What up, Evan? It's your boy, Don Chaos. We live, we roll. Hit that subscribe button or get the hell out. Wake your ass up, grab a drink. It's podcast time. What you think? Talking madness, going deep. Who stole my goddamn sleep? Clickbait title, views go high. UFOs and cryptids fly. Was Tupac clone, did Elvis die? Let's debate, don't ask me why. Enter pause. Whoa! Livestream strong, Wi-Fi last. Tech goes crazy, I might crash. Still won't stop, kiss my ass. Juggalos, rap reviews, conspiracies, I swear are true. Aliens hacked my phone last night. Now my fridge plays Mega Light. A live chat poppin', what's the tea? Super chats and cash to me. One dude spamming, he's gone for life. Mods delete, block on sight.
Enter podcast.
Woo! Mic's on fire, stream won't lag. Clickbait title, thumbnails mad. Tell your mom, tell your dad. Oh damn, we got a gust in the house. Yo, what's up with the Illuminati? Did Bigfoot steal the moon? Did Bigfoot steal the moon? Did Bigfoot steal the moon?
Hangs your podcast.
Live tap hopping, what's the D? Super chat sending cash to me. One dude spamming, he's gone for life. Mods delete, block on smite.
Hangs your podcast.
Mic's on fire, stream won't lag. Clickbait title, thumbnails mad. Tell your mom, tell your dad. Oh damn, we got a gust in the house. Yo, what's up with the Illuminati? Did Bigfoot steal the moon? Did Bigfoot steal the moon?
like to see this one.
Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is amongst the hardest working. That goes without saying.
Definitely shout out to Don Chaos. Much love to Carnival Spirits.
Shout out to you, Don Chaos. You been putting in work, bro. Respect.
Congrats to Don Chaos for 1,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop.
Keep it going, man.
Congratulations, Don Chaos. Yes, keep it going, man. Good luck to you, fucking Don Chaos, and fucking hell yeah on your 1,000 fucking followers.
Yeah, you know who it is. It's Ouija Mac, bitch. Shout out to Carnival Spirits. And fucking shout out to Don Chaos one time. You know what's going on.
This is my brother. Don Chaos and Brother Lynch on here.
Yeah, and Carnival Spirits, what's up, man? Don Chaos, what's up? It's your boy Brother Lynch, and we out here tonight. Let's go.
Fuego Flames and my nigga Don Chaos. What's going on, B? It's my brother right here, it's my boy. Excuse the left, excuse the left.
Going up, y'all? This is Don Chaos, and I'm with a very legendary man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean. Yeah, we at the gathering, y'all.
Radio show of the year. This one's always controversial. Coming in number one, we got Hours of Chaos with Don Chaos. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, congratulations, man. Don Chaos, Hours of Chaos.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. Yep. Oh. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yo, what is good, everyone? How is everyone? Y'all already know who this is. This is the one and only, your host of the Hours of Chaos, the one and only Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S, your friendly neighborhood JUGGALO, the Karma Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know, and if you still don't know, well, then it sucks to be you. What is up, everyone in the chat? Hopefully everyone's doing good. I just wrapped up doing an interview. I think that was like probably my first time where someone interviewed me. No, that had been probably the second or third time that someone's interviewed me. So the roles were reversed today, where usually I'm the one conducting interviews. I had someone interview me. So hopefully I did good. Having that be like my second interview, because I haven't done an interview in a while. I think that was my first time ever doing a video interview too, so I don't remember. I know I've done one where it was a written interview, but yeah, people are starting to even hit me up to interview me, and I think that's dope. So yeah, tonight, this is episode 290, y'all. 290 of the Hours of Chaos podcast. So, Callie, you were wondering what episode I'm on? I'm at 290, so I am close to the 300th episode. Of course, next month, the Hours of Chaos podcast is going to be celebrating its 9-year anniversary, so we'll be doing a celebration stream of that. So if anyone wants to come on and say congratulations to that, y'all are welcome to. Yeah. Hopefully I did good doing an interview. Usually I'm the one doing interviews. I've never been the one to get interviewed. So hopefully y'all learned a lot more about me, about the Don, and how I got the name Karma Millionaire and stuff, and how much I love this community and culture. So yeah, our guest is waiting in the green room right now. So everyone, please welcome, making his debut on the Hours of Chaos podcast. Wait, I need to redo that. Let me get my announcer voice ready. Ladies and gentlemen, making his debut live on the Hours of Chaos podcast, the podcast for the underground, for the culture, for the community. Please welcome to the Hours of Chaos podcast, the one and only Zodeak.
What up, Don Chaos? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Just got done with work and shit. Just ran up in my studio, ready to have this talk with you, man. Like I was saying, I don't do interviews very often, so I've been hearing your name for a long time. My boy, Mr. Doja, been like, man, you got to get on Don Chaos the show, Don Chaos the show. So here we are, man.
Oh, yeah, and I remember you telling me that's one of the things you love about my show is like a laid-back and chill interview.
Yeah. That's kind of what turned me off in interviews sometimes is I do a podcast with somebody or get on in the past, and people just don't know how to conduct an interview. I can't stand talking in circles. You know what I mean? I've watched your show. I respect what you do, so I'm here, man.
Hell yeah, I respect that. Well, then you know what we usually do if when it's their first time on the show, you just give us, me and everyone in the chat, a brief introduction, who you are, where you're from and all that, and then we'll ask with the questions.
Word up, man. Well, my name is Zodeak. For those in the chat that might not know, or people who will see this in the future who might not know, I'm one half of Edge Runners with my brother, Mr. Doja. Been in the game for 20 some odd years, writing, recording, doing tracks, doing shows, done some tours, done some big shows with some big names, a lot of motherfuckers that y'all know about. That's pretty much it, man. Just been around for a long time. I love doing hardcore, hip-hop, horrorcore. I'm an MC, first and foremost, who has a taste for the dark shit. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, I grew up in the horrorcore. So that's a quick rundown of me, man.
Well, yeah, so it sounds like you're a very diverse artist, too, which I think in this day and age, like back then, no one wanted to be diverse. If you were diverse, it was a rare thing to be diverse. I think being diverse is a good thing. A perfect example, Tupac. He could talk about so many different shit. He was the epitome of like diversity back in the day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Being able to go from, speaking of Tupac, going from, girly, lovey sort of, songs about his mom, changes to hardcore shit like Hit 'Em Up. I love that shit.
Yeah, and then he could do some political type shit, or he could do shit that made you think, or he did that song, Brenda's Got a Baby. Such a heartfelt song.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about that song lately, actually. So it's funny that you bring that up.
Right, or he has another positive song. That song, Keep Your Head Up. Such a good song. Mm-hmm. When you're in a bad mood, I don't care who anyone is, that song always lifts me up and puts me in a good mood.
See, I like angry music. I always go straight for the hard shit because I'm ready to lock and load, go out there, fucking mean mug people. That's a vice of mine, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'll also be that same person riding around town, bumping Ambitions of a Rider, going what?
Right, my wife and kid in the car, like, sup, Holmes? Word up, though, man. But yeah, no, I love heavy shit, man. Like, yeah, I do consider myself diverse in the idea that I can go from straight up hardcore shit, gangster shit, horrorcore shit. But really what I love to do is tell stories, man, because like my first love was when it came to writing and expressing myself was stories. I loved writing short stories when I was really young. And so discovering hip-hop and getting into hip-hop allowed me to write stories in a way that people will actually listen to. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to read my little short stories I was writing, but people wanted to hear me rap. You know what I mean? So gradually went into that direction.
Hell yeah. So what was probably your introduction into hip hop? Like if you can remember, what was like the first like hip hop song or that like grabbed your attention? You're like, what is this?
You know, I heard, hard to say what my first was, but I'll tell you the first stuff that I fell in love with was Into the 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang Clan.
Classic.
Growing up, you know, I had a very big musical family. And so a lot of my uncles were in bands and, you know, did shows at metal shows, rock shows. I had one uncle that was in the country. So as a young one, I wasn't really exposed to hip hop directly, even though I grew up in, you know, kind of a low income area of Arizona where hip hop and rap was prevalent in my neighborhood. It didn't really grab onto me until my cousin, one of my older cousins, put me on to Wu-Tang Clan and Into the 36 Chambers. And that right there, just nothing had resonated in my ear the way that did, where it was like, it felt like it fit in with my surroundings, but at the same time, it was heavy. It was hard. You know, you could headbang to Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And I remember hearing them like that. Like when I heard hip hop, I either always heard one or two individuals. I was like, wait, there's 9 individuals in this group? Holy shit. Hell yeah.
There's so many people in that. And ever since then, I've loved big groups and I love posse stuff. You know, I did.
Me too.
Yeah, you know, I did solo stuff for a long time, but since clicking up with Mr. Doja and doing our Edge Runners thing, like I love what we're doing just because of I love groups. You know what I mean? Always have and always will.
Hell yeah. And what was like some music that you like if you could even remember, what was like the first form of like music you remember like hearing that like grasps your attention? Like me growing up, I heard like a lot of classic rock and stuff, you know, Prince and Michael Jackson growing up in my household, and that's the music I got into before I went off and discovered my own music, because I think a lot of our love for music stems from what we hear what our parents were listening to, and that always sticks with us, which is good.
You know, my dad was a big Suicidal Tendencies fan, so listened to a lot of Suicidal Tendencies growing up. My dad was a big fan of Body Count, Ice-T's band. He did security when I was a little kid for bands and shit like that, and he discovered a lot of these, like, I don't know, punk. You know, I don't really know what to call it, like gangster punk. I don't really know a good way to explain it. Cats like them, but I love that kind of shit. Actually, probably even before I discovered, you know, Wu-Tang Clan, I was probably loving like Cypress Hill and shit like that, because that was kind of in the line of that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But aside from that, it was like, you know, your usual classic stuff, Blue Oyster Cult, fucking a little bit of Van Halen. My dad wasn't really too much into like hair metal, but, you know, just a lot of that stuff, man. I was an MTV kid, you know what I mean?
Yep. I think we all were, even though I was born in the 90s, but MTV was still at its peak in the 90s when I was watching it.
Oh yeah, that's when it was definitely at its peak. I was born in 1986, so I came up kind of, you know, watching MTV as a little kid.
Yeah, like I remember watching Yo MTV Raps and shit back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I always loved the late night stuff, like Liquid TV. I don't know if too many people remember Liquid Television. At Liquid Television, where shows like Aeon Flux and the Max and the Head, they showed stuff like that, and you know, that stuff really is what influenced me. You know, if I never discovered horrorcore, or if it wasn't a thing, that's what I would have been doing anyway, because I was always obsessed with macabre and dark stories. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and people don't realize like the origins of horrorcore. Like I know you know the history, but a lot of people don't know horrorcore, wicked shit, whatever you want to call it. The whole point of this music, it's supposed to show society in the form of a horror movie, or it's supposed to say society is basically like a horror movie when you look at it.
Yeah, because, you know, like, you know, You could trace the beginning. I'm sure you know, but I love talking about this kind of stuff. Is that you could probably trace horrorcore before the term horrorcore was even coined.
Oh yeah, everyone was doing horror rap back in the day. Even Will Smith, when he was the Fresh Prince, was.
The Nightmare on My Street. Some people consider that the first ever horrorcore song. And then horrorcore, the term itself officially became a genre when what's his name? The guy from Def Jam. I can't remember his name right now, but
Flatliners.
Well, of course, Flatliners, but they weren't the ones that called themselves horrorcore. It was the owner, Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Russell Simmons was the one who was like, "This is called horrorcore." And it was Flatliners and Gravediggers, and it was a reflection. Flatliners was definitely more on like the occult and horror stuff, and like
and they would touch on conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and then you had Gravediggers, which was the streets.
Yeah.
The streets is a horrifying place. It can be a very horrifying place sometimes, and Gravediggers really tapped into that, man. I fucking love Gravediggers. Absolutely love Gravediggers, man. Killer Priest, one of my top 5 MCs of all time.
Oh yeah, I love Killer Priest too. That Heavy Mental album, flawless.
Classic. Fucking classic. Nobody really talks about, I'm a big tech head, so like the mixing in that album was absolutely flawless. The mastering, how everything sounded, it was an orchestra of just this poetic madness. You know what I mean? I love that shit.
Yeah, it was like some end of the world type shit, and that's what I loved about it.
Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, later, a few more years down the line, discovering like Insane Clown Posse, huge, big juggalo, big time juggalo, man. Especially in the '90s. I've never dropped the hatchet, but after Mikey Clark separated, or they separated from Mikey Clark, that's where I kind of. I'm still down with the clown, but not so much with the newer music. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. What was actually the first song by ICP that you remember, like, hearing that, like, grasped your attention?
The first tape that I heard, can't really say what song because my boy just showed me the tape. It was Beverly Kills.
Oh, I love that EP.
Yeah, man, my boy, he put me onto it, in the bus, at the school bus on a field trip. I remember he was playing it for me, and then he was playing it loud to where you could hear the lyrics, and the teacher was like, "Can I hear it?" And we were both like, no, absolutely not. So we got in trouble that day. That was good shit. But I hadn't heard them again until I heard them on the radio. In Arizona, in Phoenix, we had Power 92.3, which was the local hip hop station. It was the mainstream hip hop station, but it played ICP around the Malenko era. They played the mashup where it was a mix of the Negan Game and House of Horrors.
Yeah, they used to do that on a station here in Colorado too, but they would like do it like late at night.
Yeah, ours would be in the middle of the day. I know everybody's like, "Oh yeah, ICP never got any radio play." I fucking really fell in love with them listening to them on the radio. I'd get a tape and I'd put it in my box and I would wait to hear the song so I could record it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I remembered those days of doing that.
Yeah, good shit, man. Then shortly after that, we had another radio station in Phoenix called The Edge Radio. I think it was like 104.7 or something like that. And that was like the alternative radio station. So they played a lot of ICP. They played early Twisted along with, Cypress Hill and Rage Against the Machine, all the alternative stuff. They all played it on that radio station, man. It's fucking dope times, man.
Right. And you were talking about how you like storytelling music, and that's just the perfect definition. Violent J and Shaggy are like perfect storytellers.
Absolutely. Perfect. I get goosebumps, when I think about songs like Amy's in the Attic, Old Evil Eye. I get chills. I got chills right now just thinking about those songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I tell people, music is good, that no matter how many times you listen to a song, if it still gives you goosebumps, that's how you know music is good.
Just amazing storytelling. amazing production. That's why I loved Mikey Clark so much.
Me
You know,
too.
'cause I was the nerd that would read all the credits in the booklet, and I see who made the music. You know, and I always saw Mikey Clark was the producer of everything. You know what I mean? So everything. My favorite, you know, being an old head. Here we go. Is obviously my favorite era is that first Joker card. Is the first Joker card set up until Bazaar when Mikey Clark went and did his own thing, and I just kind of felt like they lost their sound after that. After that, their defining sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I still got so much love for ICP. I respect them just about as much as anybody else in the music scene. But as a music fan, though, that '90s Insane Clown Posse will never ever be touched.
And that's one thing I love is that you still like love what they do. You still bump their music and you still appreciate what they do as businessmen. And it's cool to even see them now getting like their flowers and the recognition that they deserve.
I love to see it. Absolutely love to see them getting respect and admiration amongst the mainstream hip hop community. I love it.
Yeah, like I remember like Jay making a post of like LL Cool J like listing a list of thank you to like a lot of people that have contributed to the game, and one of the people he put on that list was ICP, which was dope.
Yeah, you can't deny their impact on not just hip hop but in music as a whole. Their hustle, the way they came up, the way that they fucking organized a group of fans, the Juggalos. It's not her. The only other fucking group I could think of that has ever done something like that is the Deadheads with the Grateful Dead.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I've always told people, I even said this in my interview that I did before this, I've always loved underdog stories, and they're the epitome of like an underdog story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just hustling, striving, you know what I mean? People might say, you know, another good example that I say, you know, is that you don't got to be the best rapper to make good fucking songs. You know what I mean? Them coming up in Detroit, like I know a lot of people from Detroit who grew up around that same time. Detroit was a very cutthroat MC, you know, sort of town, and they avoided all of that. And they avoided all the middlemen. They avoided all of that shit and went directly to the fans. And that's how I move myself now. I don't really worry about, you know, podcasts or promoters or the middle, because all they are is just people that's in between you and the fans. And they saw that. People like them saw it. Master P saw it. Fuck everything else, directly to the fans, because that's what's the most important.
Right, and everyone borrowed that formula from Psychopathic and No Limit. Like, there's an interview with Travis O'Gwen of Strange Music, and he gives No Limit and Psychopathic. He's like, we created our formula, and it was influenced by Psychopathic and No Limit, which is dope.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I said, man, the way that and I think that has a lot to do with why they get so much respect now, is that no matter how many times they got shit on, no matter how many times they got written off, they stuck with it. They kept fucking doing it consistently. And, you know, off in the end, obviously, it paid off big time in the end.
Exactly. I told people it may never happen, but you never know. If they're ever inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they deserve it.
I guarantee you they will. I think they will.
Just like they've contributed to wrestling so much. Not a lot of people can say that they've contributed to music as well as the wrestling industry. That's cool.
Yeah, you know, and also I was a big wrestling fan, obviously, as a kid, you know what I mean? So, like, seeing, you know, a group with face paint and stuff like that wasn't out of the ordinary for me. You know what I mean? It was, so, I don't know. So, like, here's a funny story when it comes to ICP when I tell people about the come up is, you know, I grew up in a predominantly Mexican neighborhood, you know, a lot of gangbanging, et cetera, whatever. My neighbors next to us was when ICP was getting played on the radio and stuff, and I was just discovering them. And my next door neighbors were some essays, and they were outside next to their car, and I had noticed that they were listening to ICP. So I ran up to the gate like, hey, is that ICP? And they're like, yeah, homie, you brought me the little, thing. And they were like, we just picked it up at the store. You know what I mean? It's the clown faces. If you don't know, in Chicano culture, the clown, you see the clown figure a lot. You know what I mean? So probably them walking through the store, seeing, and they were listening to Great Malenko, seeing the straight off of the rip. I knew a lot of essays and vatos that got a lot of love for Insane Clown Posse that are juggalos,
Oh yeah. And would you say ICP was your introduction to horrorcore and wicked shit, or was it someone else?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I hadn't discovered Gravediggers yet, even though Gravediggers was around the same time Fame itself was coming up. I didn't know much about any of that, but ICP, yeah, that was my first introduction into horror music, into horrorcore, but horror music,
Right. Like, I think, like, I always tell people, like, how everyone in the Midwest and parts of the East Coast, they knew about Esham. Some of us knew about Esham, like, in Colorado and Arizona. But the way I see it, our versions of Esham before we knew about Esham is, you probably remember this, we were either listening to Insane Poetry or we were listening to Brother Lynch Hung. That was, like, our wicked shit, too, on the West Coast.
Yeah, for those that knew. You know what I mean? For those that knew. Can't really say, what exactly I was exposed to as far as my neighborhood goes. Really a lot of rock music, even amongst my neighbors and my peers. It was a lot of rock music, just because, their parents were around before hip hop. So of course that's what they listened to. Gangsters didn't always listen to gangster rap because it wasn't around forever. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I didn't know Brother Lynch and stuff like that until after I got the internet. Once I got the internet at the house, I was on that bitch every day, looking for new music to listen to, new groups to bump. Fell in love with one of my favorite groups of all time is Half Breed. Yeah, fucking love Half Breed. That Contamination album, one of my favorite albums ever. Love that shit. I don't know what the hell happened to Scraps, but that shit was so dope. I know ROC's back with Twisted and everybody, and that's dope to see, but that Half Breed shit was so dope to me.
Hell yeah. And how would you describe, like, the local scene, like, where you live? How would you describe, like, the underground or even, like, just the hip-hop scene, like, in Arizona?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say because we do have little cachets of different sort of styles, you know what I mean? But for the most part, it's, your typical, bullshit type of music, I don't know how to describe it. Just your typical commercialized, gangster, but, I'm bouncy type of music. That's predominantly what gets covered in Arizona as far as like the big local shows and the big local media outlets, you know what I mean? That's mostly what they cover. Back in the day, there was a really good horrorcore scene here in Arizona, and there still is some dope motherfuckers out here that do our style of music. It's just we don't have the outlet anymore because the big Arizona hip hop promoters and stuff like that, the local promoters, they don't really fuck with it. They still don't really fuck with us. You know what I mean? So I'm trying myself up here. I'm not in Phoenix anymore. I don't even want to fuck with Phoenix. I live in northern Arizona now, and I've been trying to get something popping off here. I've been pretty successful at it.
Oh yeah, and I know now you guys have that annual event that goes on in Florida every year called the Underground United Festival, which is dope.
Yeah, well, that was a GRE thing, and when I was a part of GRE, I helped out a lot with doing that. So now that I'm independent with Doja, I'm still going to keep that going, but I'm reorganizing, refiguring out what it is exactly that I want to do with it, because You know, I want to include all the styles that I like. You know, when it comes to shows, I don't want to just, you know, I want to book shows that I would go to see. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
and it's good to book like people that have like different styles and talent, because then someone might find something that they enjoy. Like I've found like a lot of acts that I enjoyed just by going to Gorefest or even the Gathering. I'm like, oh, who's this? This person's dope.
Yeah, I don't want to just, I know a lot of promoters, and I'm not knocking anybody's hustle. You do what you got to do, but I know a lot of, in the scene, you do pay to play, you know, so-and-so's coming to town. If you want to do it, sell X amount of tickets or pay this amount of money. Anybody with a little bit of bread can do that. You know what I mean? I'd rather put on people that are dope. You know, I don't want to put on somebody who's going to bore the fuck out of my audience before the headliner gets on. You know what I mean? I want some dope shit to keep the crowd going into the fucking headlining act.
Right. And that's why I started this show, because I know a lot of the talented people in our scene get overlooked, and I like to make sure that the talented people don't get overlooked.
Yeah, exactly, man. Because there's so many artists, especially in hip hop, that it's getting harder and harder to find the good people, the ones that are actually, they got talent. You know what I mean? And there's a trend going right now where hip hop and rap is no longer the number one music form. You know, it's been taken over by other genres. It's, you know, I think what first time in like 20 years that hip hop wasn't in the top 40. You know what I mean? There's a rap fatigue going on right now. And as a rapper, I feel it even myself. You know what I mean? Because the barrier of entry for hip hop is so fucking low right now, where it's like anybody with, you know, a home studio or even your fucking phone, people recording on their phone can make a song and put it on fucking Spotify, on YouTube and whatever. And now it's to the point where the majority, when you're trying to discover music, the majority of it is going to be this bullshit. You know what I mean?
So how would you say you got the rap name Zodeak, and did you go by other names before then?
I've always kind of gone with Zodeak. When I first started, you know, writing, I went by the name Loki. I can't really tell you why. Zodeak, I got the name probably freshman year of high school when I first started battling, and I was just good at it. You know what I mean? I don't know if I was good at it or just everybody else sucked. You know what I mean? But I was killing motherfuckers. And so, you know, just at home one day watching horror shit, you know, fucking watching killer documentaries, and an episode came on about the Zodiac, and he was this killer, never got caught. And I was like, all right, that's me, because I'm killing all these MCs, these other rappers, and no one's able to touch me. You know what I mean? So I kind of took with that name for a while, and I had a few years ago, I was thinking of changing. I was like, I don't want this kind of like edgelord name. You know what I mean? But I've gone by that name for so fucking long, and everybody that I've encountered over the last, you know, almost 2 decades of doing music, that's what they know me as. So I'm going to be Zodiac forever.
Right. It's like some people have tried to get me to change my name, Don Chaos. I'm like, but everyone knows me as that for years. People just know me as either Don or Chaos, or people say Don Chaos. I'll respond to either way how people say my name.
Yeah, it's like, why change? You've already been that for so long. What's the point? All it's going to do is just confuse people. You know, what if somebody remembers, you know, comes across a CD that I gave them, you know, 10 years ago in their car, and they're like, oh, Zodiac, this was dope. I wonder if I can find it. You know what I mean? If I change my name, start putting my music out under a different name, they're never going to find me.
Right. Like now, if you wanted to create like another rap persona, then yeah, that's fine. Because a lot of rappers have more than one persona.
Yeah. You're like Cool Keith. You know, Cool Keith and all of his personas. I'm that dude and all of his personas, you know? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You ever get to that point where people are going to know, like, hey, Zodiac is also this other guy, you know what I mean? Then, you know, I'll explore that. But really, I'm getting that thing because I know why artists do it. Because they want to try and do something a little bit different that's outside of their norm. And I'm getting that just by doing collabs with people I would normally collab with, doing group projects with people outside of my circle. You know what I mean? I get the same gratification out of that because I have to change up a little bit of what I do. You know what I mean? To make the music cohesive.
Oh yeah. What would you say your writing process is? Like everyone has their own like writing process. Do you have to like listen to the beat first as you're writing? Do you write first and listen to the beat? Do you have to put yourself in a state of mind when you do it? Like everyone has their own creative writing process. What's yours?
So I go through my beats, I got a whole folder of beats that I've bought that's been given to me. And I just go through them until something grabs my ear or something kind of moves my head. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm a big believer that us as writers, we're just translators of the music. You know what I mean? So I hear a beat that grabs me, and once something grabs me, then I start burning. You know what I mean? And that's mostly how it is. Occasionally I do something where if I want to go into a song with a specific idea, then I'll look for a beat or I'll craft a beat myself around the premise that I want to do. A lot of times I actually watch like Ancient Aliens, shows like that with my pen and pad with me. You know what I mean? And as I'm watching stuff like this, I kind of will write a little bit of like a video essay, an essay about the video, but in a rhyme. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, that's actually a really cool way. And I know a lot of people gain inspiration from a lot of stuff. Like I know Scum has even said a lot of his inspiration comes from like the messed up shit he hears about on the news and shit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because, none of us are really out there fucking doing crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? It's where we get our inspiration from.
Right. And it's therapeutic.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Not everybody's Big Lurch. You know what I mean? Not everybody's King Von. You know what I mean? We really ain't out there doing this shit. It's just our art form. You know what I mean? And it's like horrorcore gets a lot of shit, and I don't fucking get it because nobody really shits on horror movies the same way. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to like Wes Craven and being like, you don't really live this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've come across people like that. They're horror buffs, but then they don't like horrorcore. I'm like, why? It's literally a horror movie on wax in the form of music.
Yeah, it absolutely is, man. I don't know. That's just a funny observation I've always had, with horrorcore.
And I've always told people it's basically like the metal or death metal version of hip hop when you look at it.
Yeah, it's the darker version of just what rap and hip hop is. There's so many layers, genres.
Like I learned that there's like hundreds, if not thousands of styles of hip hop.
Yeah, and they're getting created every day. And they're getting worse, in my opinion. I recently came across this new style of rap called mud rap. I just watched a guy react to a cipher, and it's just like all this over distorted shit that's like out of rhythm, and it's the craziest shit I've ever heard. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Whatever, I don't try to knock people's tastes, but when it comes to shit like that, I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. Exactly. Like the homie just said, most people hate stuff until they don't know something about it and stuff.
Yeah. Or even when they learn about it, they're still so in their head, you know what I mean? That they still find reasons and excuses to not like it. You know what I mean? Like, well, sometimes they just hadn't heard the right thing. You know what I mean? I knew one guy. It's not just one guy. I knew a lot of fucking, metal guys or people didn't really like hip hop. Play them like Necro, you know what I mean? Or play them like Ill Bill or Jedi Mind Tricks. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh shit, I didn't know shit like this was out there. I fucking like this. You know what I mean? Just discovering what you like. You know that. I mean, I never thought I would be a bluegrass fan until I found some bluegrass bands that I actually fuck with, and I was like, okay, this is actually fucking dope.
There's this one group you would like. I don't know if you were there when I showed Dosha, but they're called Gangster Grass. They're like a bluegrass band, but they're also a hip hop group, and they sound dope.
Gangsta Grass is dope as fuck. I'm a big fan of there's the Tejon Street Corner Thieves. They're real dope. The Dead South. The Dead South is an amazing band. Check them out sometime. I'm remembering now, I wanted to jump in and tell you guys, but I was waiting, for my turn here. One of my favorite bands is a fusion band called Zeal and Ardor. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. But
sounds familiar.
It's how can I say, it's black metal mixed with Christian gospel music, but it's about Satan.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out.
It's satanic gospel black metal. It's so fucking dope. So dope.
Because I just love music in general.
Oh, same here. I love music. I love the arts. You know what I mean? I love music, and almost equally as much I love movies. Movies, cinema, and short stories. That was my first love. You know what I mean? I'm still a big movie nerd.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm a big movie buff, especially. That's why I said I'm surprised that people been getting a hold of me to now come on their shows. Like one of my friends wants me to come on his show where you you pick the movie and it's like your favorite movie and you guys talk about it. I'm like, oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I don't have anybody around me that enjoys it as much as I do. You know what I mean? And I'm not technically savvy. I've been talking to Mr. Doja about doing something like that for a long time. I just don't know how to do it,
Yeah, I can also talk some nerd shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it.
Well, I just love what I love, man. Love what I love, and I'm actually grateful. I used to think I was a weirdo, but I'm grateful now as an adult for the things that, I didn't let people peer pressure me out of not liking or out of liking. You know what I mean? ICP, a lot of my homies didn't get it. They did fucking clown on me every time I tried to put it on. I didn't give a fuck. I kept listening to it. Weird fucking B movies. Whenever people would come over and be like, hey, you got any fucking movies? I'm like, yeah, right here. And they're like, you got any normal movies? I'm like, fucking, what the fuck is that? You want to watch Darkman or not?
Right? I've even learned that even foreign movies are really good.
Shudder. The streaming service Shudder.
Like you watch the actual Korean version of The Grudge, it is scary.
I've watched it for a long time, but it's culturally, when it comes to horror, culturally it's different wherever you go. Different people are afraid of different things. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I love Japanese horror, just the way that they, it's hard to explain, but what it is they'll put the monster right in front of you or the ghost right in front of you and you can see it. That's scarier to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? As opposed to jump scares and, predictable storytelling that we get in modern mainstream horror movies. You know what I mean? I love it. Amityville Horror is a good example of that. The original Amityville Horror. Mm-hmm. When you see that pig's face all the time, just you might see it up in the window during a long shot. You know what I mean? And it's a long shot that goes on for, a good 20 seconds. And it's just there. It's not a jump scare. It's there. Like that. I love that sort of storytelling. And I try to do that in my music where I can. Obviously, music is not a visual thing. But I try to write in a way to where you can kind of see what I'm talking about.
Right. And that's the kind of horror that scares me too, or the horror that scares me in a good way is if it's something that's based on true events or inspired by true events.
Yeah. Until you learn that, the movie is completely wrong about what happened, really.
Right.
But it's still fun, like The Conjuring, the Conjuring series. I'm a big fan of The Conjuring. And those were all out of the files of the Warren couple. You know, and then I did a little bit of research about them themselves, and they're not really the people that people think that they are. You know, they did a lot of foul shit to the people that they were investigating that doesn't get brought up in the movies. But they're still good movies, and they're still based on something that happened.
Exactly. And do you try to do that when you even like how you said with your music, you like to make it visual? Like when you film music videos, do you want to make sure the track is visually with the music video too when you do that?
Yeah, of course. That's very important when it comes to the visuals to a song. You want the visuals to match. Yeah, absolutely do. That's why I try not to pick my very grandiose songs for music videos, because it would just be impossible to get the shit that I want to get for those kind of songs. Me standing on cliffs and UFOs coming from the sky. I can do that with AI now, but who the fuck wants to watch that, really? You know what I mean? So I do the songs. I pick the songs for videos that are more grounded, stuff that I could actually do. My favorite music video I've ever done was the one with Mr. Doja, the Visionist music video, where we just filmed it at the Roxy with us and all of our homies, you know what I mean? And it was, I think the video matches the song. I think it's a great video, and it kind of makes the song even better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love grounded music videos too. Like my homie Nick Bazaar, if you ever want him to do a music video for you, hit him up. He just uses a regular camera.
We're going to take a walk real quick. I'm sorry, I'm still listening to you.
But yeah, if you ever want to do another music video, hit up my homie Nick Bazaar. He films grounded music videos, and he's just doing all this with just a camera, and his editing skills are on par.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all you need. Talent is 90% of your art. You know what I mean? The equipment be damned. Who cares? Look at speaking of movies, found footage movies. You know what I mean? The majority of those is just filmed on a 1080p Sony Handycam. You know what I mean? It's the talent that makes everything else. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. I would love to do a video where it's just one dude in a camera. Hell fucking yeah.
And then I also like those music videos that even back in the day, they were short films basically, which was dope.
Yeah, I know you're a fan of Ill Bill and stuff like that. The Heavy Metal Kings album, when they shot the music videos to the Heavy Metal King album. I think there was 3 or 4 music videos that all tied together into one long narrative. You know what I mean? That's super fucking dope.
Right, and that's one thing I'm starting to even notice with hip hop. People are starting to make more concept albums again, albums that you listen to from beginning to end, because I love concept albums.
Yeah, it's more interesting than just your typical rap stuff. Yeah, it's just way more interesting. One of my favorite albums of all time is Q Strange's Creation to Execution. I love that album. Yeah. I can't even listen to just one song off of that. I have to listen to the whole thing if I want to listen to it.
Right, and that's when I'm listening to MF Doom. I have to listen to his shit all the way through.
Especially,
or I'll put his music on random and just see what plays.
Yeah, the Mad Villainy album. Yes. You can't just listen to one song off the Mad Villainy album. You wouldn't get it. You got to listen to the whole thing.
Which it's crazy. The anniversary for that album's coming up pretty soon, and that's actually something I've been wanting to do. I want to create another podcast and call it On This Day in Hip Hop and talk about albums that came out, and then have people come on and talk about them with me.
That'd be cool. You should do that.
Just there's another series I want to do called A Trip Down Discography Lane, where we have an artist or group come on and they review their whole discography with us, and they say stuff about songs that you probably didn't know about. That would be cool.
Yeah, dude. Anything like that is cool. Any way that you could express your appreciation for the things that you like. That's why I love YouTube. You know what I mean? Where it gives people like us the ability to do exactly what you're doing. Be like, I love listening to this music. I want to talk about it to people, but everybody I know, I either don't have very many people to talk to about it, or everybody I know has already heard it so fucking much they don't want to hear it anymore. You know what I mean? So just like I want to go on and start talking about movies. You know what I mean? So, because there's a lot of rap coverage. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that. I'll let y'all do that. I'm gonna go talk about movies.
Hell yeah. And there's even like just full-on wrestling podcasts now that wrestlers do.
I love it and I hate it. Yeah, I love it and I hate it because I'm still a keeper of kayfabe. You know, I don't like when they pull the curtain back too much. You know what I mean? But listening to the old guys that I grew up watching tell stories about the old days, you know, I love it. I love hearing Undertaker stories. I love hearing, Territory Tales, the show. I love that. You know, I love that stuff, man. Absolutely love that stuff.
Yeah, I think if he was still around, I would have loved to see Eddie Guerrero do a podcast. I think he would have been good at doing that.
Eddie Guerrero podcast, man. Rest in peace, Eddie, man. That would have been amazing. Yeah.
And I agree with Rey Mysterio, is that the one thing I wish we got to see is him be in a movie, because if you looked at some of the stuff Eddie Guerrero did in WWE, he was funny as hell.
Yeah, he was great. His character, he played it so well that like that was him. You know, the best wrestling characters from those times were people that were really like that. They just cranked up their own personality.
Yeah, like how Stone Cold is. That's kind of how he is, but at tenfold.
Yeah, you know, in real life, he's still Stone Cold. He's just mild Stone Cold.
Yeah, and Stone Cold will always be one of my favorites too.
Stone Cold, man. My grandma was a big Stone Cold fan. She was an Oklahoma girl. But my grandma was a wrestler in the 40s and 50s back in Oklahoma. So wrestling was always a part of my household. Growing up, my earliest memories watching wrestling with my grandma. So wrestling goes back before everything else. Like, honestly, before everything else, it was wrestling.
Yeah, my dad almost had the chance to meet Andre the Giant back in the 70s when he was younger, but he didn't.
Oh, man, yeah. That would have been a story that would have went on in generations for you in your family. You know
which, if anyone's never watched that Andre the Giant documentary that's on HBO, y'all need to. It's really good.
It is good. It is really good. And I don't know if the Iron Sheik one is up there anymore, but the Iron Sheik's one is really good too.
That dude would roast people. He was funny.
He really was like that. That was him. That was Iron Sheik. You know, that was really him, man.
Right. Could you imagine if we had him doing a podcast of him roasting people and calling them jabronis? How funny that would be.
I'd watch it every fucking day.
That's why I'm glad ICP did stuff with him in JCW, because the stuff Iron Sheik did in JCW was so funny.
You know, they worked with everybody, with every legend, with every major legend. No other rapper or big rapper. Master P never did that. You know what I mean? Only the clowns did that, man. You know, how many people became juggalos off of seeing them in wrestling? I always wondered.
I mean, I'm definitely one of those. I thought they were a tag team at the time.
Yeah, well, the first time, they came to WWE before WCW.
They came to WWE before. I loved their WCW run more than their WWE one.
Yeah, because they actually got to wrestle, seriously.
Yeah, and they got to do storylines and stuff.
They were going to make Shaggy the Intercontinental Champion, but he couldn't do it because, they were always touring.
Right, and they had that whole, storyline with Sting versus Vampiro.
Yeah, dude, fucking... Oh, man.
They even got to wrestle Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, and they said those were some of the best people they got to wrestle with.
Stone Cold beat them up. They loved it. They're not mad about it.
Right. They took. I mean, if you're not getting stunned by Stone Cold, if you're getting stunned by Stone Cold, that should be considered like a badge of honor.
Who can say that? You know what I mean? How many motherfuckers can say that? You know?
Right. It's like if I was battling Mike Tyson, I would have just I got in a fight with Mike Tyson and he knocked me out, but hey, Mike Tyson knocked me out. So what?
Yeah, right. Like, who cares? So what? I broke my jaw. It was fucking Mike Tyson.
Right. And that's why that whole thing, like, I tell people, if you saw how Mike Tyson was before that fight, like his actual training videos, he still got it.
Yeah, you know that Jake Paul fight is a champ.
Yeah, that shit made me mad. I'm like, Mike Tyson would have murdered that guy. Murdered him.
There were so many open windows where you could see he pulled his punch back. He could have murdered Jake Paul at any moment that he wanted.
I know, and if I was Jake Paul, I would have took it as like an honor. Go, yeah, Mike Tyson knocked me out, but so what?
Fuck, man. We're having a great time. My phone's starting over.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Can you still hear me? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's Arizona, man. It's already getting hot as a motherfucker out here. It shit kills our phones.
Well, hell yeah. Thank you for tuning and coming on. And like I tell people, you're always welcome back on the show anytime.
Absolutely, man. Anytime, man. It was a great conversation I had with you, man. A lot of fun.
Hell yeah. And if you want, you can even mingle in the chat for a bit. That's up to you too when you hop off.
Yeah, if I could do it right here. Like I said, I'm not technically savvy. I definitely want to come back on because I feel like we didn't hit everything we could have. You know what I mean? We were just in a good conversation. So I definitely want to come back with you.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, you're always welcome back on the show anytime. Like whenever you got anything coming up, just hit me up and I'll book a spot for you. Oops, I think his phone froze, y'all. Yep. I think his phone heated up. Whew, I'm starting to feel hot too in here. It's because of the shirt I'm wearing. Yeah, I think his phone overheated, y'all. Yep. Ugh. I don't know if I have any topics to talk about. Like, unless I have stuff to talk about that I've already covered. Yeah, yep, his phone overheated. Yeah, thank you, Zodeak, for coming on the show. Y'all need to definitely check out his music. It's really dope. I have links down to his Spotify so you can listen to his music on Spotify. Is my camera seeming choppy on y'all's end, or is it fine on y'all's end? Because I know sometimes it looks like it's lagging. Does it look fine now? Yeah, definitely check out Zodeak, y'all. Hit him up if y'all want him on the show. He's very dope. Like I said, there's links to his social as well as his Spotify to where you can listen to his music. And unless y'all just want to chill and talk for a bit, you can do that. I'm lagging, but that's because I'm high. I love you, Spoken. I love you, Spoken. What are you smoking on? But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. From Frankie Goldie to Seth Moon, everyone, Swilliam, DJ Snickers. Yeah. DJ Snickers has interviewed Zodeak before. Yeah, Waste Management by Zodeak and Waste Management featuring Mattapelli is a banger. All right, y'all. We're going to have him come on back on properly and say goodbye, y'all. There you go.
Sorry about that. My phone literally overheated and shut off. So I ran over to my laptop to say goodbye.
Hell yeah. And where can people
cut out?
Nope, you're good. And where can people follow you? And of course, let people know what they're tuning into, what they're watching, and you never know, that might become part of a new intro of you saying that.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. I didn't catch everything because I got bad internet on my laptop. But once again, my name is Zodeak. You can find me on all platforms. Search Zodeak, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Got a new album with my brother Mr. Leary. It's coming out Friday called Territory Tales, a wrestling themed album that we put together. Speaking of wrestling,
oh yeah,
big shout out. This has been the Hours of Chaos show with Don Chaos and Zodeak. Much love to everybody that tapped in, man. Hit me up.
Hell yeah. Have a good night, man. And again, thank you for coming on.
Anytime, brother. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah. Later.
Peace.
Peace. And that was Zodeak, y'all. Hell yeah. You're smoking that devil's lettuce? Smoking? Hell yeah. Smoking that devil's lettuce. As you guys can tell, the backdrop that I did here, I went old school. I went old school with the backdrop tonight. Decided to go old school a little bit. Oh, it was lagging there on my end right there. Holy shit. Yeah, that was a... So who else would you guys like to see back on the show? Who else would you guys even like to see back on the show? I know I want to get Frankie and Acetone back on here, especially to promote the House of Gloom album. So Frankie, if you're still watching, get at me. I want to get you and Acetone here on the podcast on a Wednesday to promote the House of Gloom project. So get at me. Yeah, it is a Mr. Ballin shirt. You could say that. Don Chaos is always ballin'. That's why it's Don status, y'all. Don status. Taking y'all way back to the early 90s with this. With that look. Yeah. That early 90s shit. Yeah, unless there's anything y'all want me to talk about, because I don't know if I have anything to talk about, but if you guys have news for me to talk about stuff, go right ahead. Like I said, I'll probably just be live for just a little bit more because I didn't eat dinner before the stream like I usually do. Maybe I'm a ghost. Maybe I'm a ghost. Oh, yeah. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of how far I've come. I'm proud of a lot of my homies. You know, I'm proud of Spoken. Make sure you guys check out Spoken's beats to check out, because Spoken makes really good beats. So if y'all do music, hit up Spoken Realness for beats, or if you want him to do beats for y'all's podcast, hit him up. Never know. I'll definitely probably be hitting you up, Spoken, to probably do something for the podcast. Probably. And you guys know this show and your boy Don Chaos is for the culture and community. I love this culture and community. Don is the man of the people. Don status, y'all. Well, I guess since some people didn't hear it, you guys want to hear some new before it officially comes out? You guys want to hear some new and exclusive Dead Body Corporation. You guys want to hear some new and exclusive Dead Body Corporation? That's something we could play, because I did tell Droku I would play it on the show. Who wants to hear some exclusive new Dead Body Corporation before it drops? Officially here on the Hours of Chaos podcast. Wait for y'all to run it up. All right. Because what y'all know about Dead Body Corporation, I know y'all do. All right, this first exclusive new Dead Body Corporation track, this is called Wasted, and it features Recognize of Mayday. Y'all's minds are about to be blown, so make sure you share your thoughts in the comments. This is exclusive here on the Hours of Chaos podcast, because people send Dawn exclusive music to play. So first, this is Wasted by the Bros Dead Body Corporation, featuring the legendary Recognize, who's also one of the frontmen for the group Mayday. Enjoy, y'all. This track is called Wasted.
I've been so high, cause I've been so low lately. I ain't tryna hide, I just rather ride solo, baby. Tears in the crowd, like sweat in the dodo, baby. I'ma go anywhere, go crazy. I'ma go anywhere, go crazy. I go again with the pick of the purpose, started off at the bottom, hidden and buried, worried that I was lost. Swim up out of the deep and drying this water off. But I had bought it up and brought a message I got across. Cross my heart, hope to live in a lot of thoughts inside of my head. The way I'm thinking exhausting. Needed to disappear, same nigga you all seen. That'll be on scene like a celebrity on screen. Evidently you with this type of whippy yourself aside. I forgive the enemy, lovers loving and never died. I'll be out of negativity that can wreck a vibe. But I'm a to guys with lies, I'll leave a petrified. If you needed some kind of a confirmation, a concrete conversation, talk to Jason, the common sense to calm the congregation, the constant change, the consequence, trace to the high. I've been so high, cause I've been so low lately. I ain't tryna hide, I just rather ride solo, baby. Tears in the crowd, like sweat in the dodo, baby. I'ma go anywhere, go crazy. I'm going anywhere, go crazy. Lately my mind been racing, basing shots on my reflection. Feeling vacant, faith been lost in misdirection. Heart been patient, pain my only recollection. Trying to face it, still I'm craving disconnection. Feeling shame, bro, just a shadow in confession. Every scar I gained became another lesson. Roll another one and let the smoke be my confessor. Howling at the moon, it's the only one that listens. Backseat vision blurry, dreaming of a sunlight. Head still dirty from the days I had the gunfight. Soul still sturdy, but the mind been on the run, right? Chasing in a piece, but it's always been out of one sight. Falling like an angel, halo bending in the rear view. Voices in my head getting louder than a clear view. Trying to keep composure, I just pray to see the fear through. If I go anywhere, then I'm taking all my tears too. I've been drowning slow, trying to breathe through the ache. Feeling every load like a tide on a lake. Every time I heal, there's another heartbreak. But I still drive slow with my pride on the brakes. Voices in my head be singing me lullabies, telling me to hold on, but I'm barely getting by. Told the pain to stay and it became an alibi. Now I'm numb to the hurt, it's a hell of a high, goddamn. I've been so high, cause I've been so low lately. I ain't tryna hide, I just rather ride solo, baby. Tears in the crowd, like sweat in the dodo, baby. I'ma go anywhere, go crazy. I'ma go anywhere, go crazy.
Hell yeah. What did y'all think of that? What did y'all think of that? Because I know there's 5 of you tuning in. What did y'all think of that? You got to hear that exclusively here on the Hours of Chaos podcast. If you don't know my bros, Dead Body Corporation, y'all need to. You should check them out. They are going places, and I am proud of them, and that's why I'm riding with them. Just like I'm riding with Gloom Unit. I'm riding with Chapter 17. Always riding with the hatchet, no matter what. Because, you know, Dawn keeps this culture and helps keep this culture and this shit alive, along with my people. Frankie is keeping this culture alive in this community. Spoken is keeping this culture and community alive. Dilly the God, Seth Moon. We all are keeping this shit alive. That's why a lot of people don't know about Don Chaos still, y'all. And that's why we always tell people, if they don't know about Don Chaos by now, then it sucks to be them. And to those that are dogging on me for my shit, you're still giving me attention. But guess what? You might be giving me attention. You're still giving me attention, but at least my show isn't like this.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. Yep. Oh. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I know how much y'all love that clip. Just like we also have this clip for some people.
You'd be surprised how many people are watching your page daily, making sure not to like nothing of yours. Just monitoring, trying to keep tabs on you to see if you're progressing or if you fell off yet. Y'all some freaking weirdos.
Yep. Hell yeah. Seems like y'all really enjoyed that dead body track. Hell yeah. Karma Bazillionaire. So yeah, that was Wasted by Dead By Corporation featuring Recognize. What's up, Cheese? Now we're about to play the track, another exclusive track called Demise by my dudes, Dead By Corporation. Another exclusive on the Hours of Chaos podcast. First time you guys are hearing this ever. I mean, we played them on the stream yesterday, but for no one who tuned into the stream, this is your first time hearing these tracks. Anywhere else? What's up, Ruby? So yeah, the next track we're about to play is Demise by my homies, Dead By Corporation. Also, again, make sure you guys check our guests down below. Peep the links down below. Also, order something from my official store, which is the official Chaos Strip down below. That's because I'm going to do a video project of people repping official Don Chaos Strip. I'm going to do a video project. You can check that down below, or if you go on my main YouTube page, you could find links to my official merch store, or that's what that QR code in the corner is too, on the left side. So yeah, now we're going to play Demise by Dead By Corporation. Heads up, y'all, this track is crazy good.
The swamp doesn't comfort. It strips you down to instinct and nerve. If you're still standing, then you earned your fangs.
Dead Body Corp. Dead Body Corp.
Enjoy, y'all. Exclusive.
Walking demise, hear the bones crack when my hope dies. Black water's crashing when black arise. Wolf fruit bleeding between the eyes. Fog skelter up in the sky. And I don't know how much further I can go. Pain is immense in my shelter and home. The shift is intense, hard struggle take hold. Walking demise, hear the bones crack when my hope dies. Black water's crashing when black arise. Wolf fruit bleeding between the eyes. Fog skelter up in the sky. And I don't know how much further I can go. Pain is immense in my shelter and home. The shift is intense, hard struggle take hold. Black water seeps through my cavities. Taste the decay and the weight of the gravity. Lost names, losing sleep in my sanity. Knee deep while I trek through red mist and tragedy. The sickness creeps slow, not dramatic. It starts in my thoughts and then goes systematic. Spreads through my blood like a panic.
Smile like I'm calm, but the damage is manic. Oh, got silent, Durgan in the trees. Wolves ain't safe, worlds let them bleed. Carving resolve through the misery. Breaking my ways is necessity. I do not pray anymore, I invoke and endure transformation that ain't clean but pure. Every scar is still sore, it feels worse than it were, but I'd rather be this than who I was before. Walking demise, hear the bones crack when my hope dies. Black waters crashing, room black arise. Wolf rule bleeding between the eyes. Large scale to up in the sky, and I don't know how much further I can go. Pain is immense in my fiance and home. This shit is intense, hard struggle take hold. Walking demise, hear the bones crack when my hope dies. Black waters crashing, room black arise. Wolf rule bleeding between the eyes. Large scale to up in the sky, and I don't know how much further I can go. Pain is immense in my fiance and home. This shit is intense, hard struggle take hold. Swamp humming like a lullaby. Kvyek nod, then it nullifies. Promises rusting the cypress size. Seen too much future fossilized. I done lost it all in the undertow. Yet I keep moving while my heart cold. Black water won't let me go. It just brands my soul and then lets me grow. I tried running, I tried stalling, tried drowning out the old gods calling. They don't chase, they wait for falling. Watch who pouts and who keeps crawling. It's insanity, won't do it over again. I was candidly cutting my wrist as a kid while my family thought I was being misled. I was walking my path, now that old me is dead. Walking demise, hear the bones crack when my hope dies. Black waters crashing, room black arise. Wolf rule bleeding between the eyes. Large scale to up in the sky, and I don't know how much further I can go. Pain is immense in my fiance and home. This shit is intense, hard struggle take hold. Walking demise, hear the bones crack when my hope dies. Black waters crashing, room black arise. Wolf rule bleeding between the eyes. Large scale to up in the sky, and I don't know how much further I can go. Pain is immense in my fiance and home. This shit is intense, hard struggle take hold.
Hell yeah, what y'all think of that? Hell yeah. Yeah. I love and appreciate every single one of y'all. And once again, thank you to everyone. I mean that shit. Thank you. I never thought this show would last 9 years. That's crazy. Never thought this show would last that long. It's crazy. You know, like I said, I absolutely love this culture and community so fucking much. I've been into it since I was a kid, y'all. Since I was about 8 years old. 98. And here I am, gonna be 36, y'all. It's crazy. Look at this. Look at this. I love where I'm at. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my peeps. I'm proud of the people that I roll with, that I know got my back. I do all this for the love of the culture and the community. And I will always do that. Always. That's why I always say, keep the hatchet in your life, no matter what. Don is the man of the people. The Hours of Chaos podcast is one of those many shows that is for the culture and for the community. And things are really starting to look up more, you know. Some things take time. And I've realized that some things take time. And I'm fine with that. Because, you know, hard work pays off, y'all. It really does. Hard work pays off, and just by being yourself pays off. It really does. As the saying goes, real recognize real, and that's why we're all here. Whether people tune in live, thank you. If you're not able to tune in live and you're watching the replay, thank you. Just no matter what, thank you. Just thank you. I just never thought I would get to where I'm really starting to get to where I need to be in life and where I want to be and comfortably doing what I do. Like I said, I would never in a million years thought this show would last for 9 years. Because a lot of shows have come and gone. You know, a lot of podcasts have come and gone. 9 years, y'all. Dedication. How have I been able to do it? Love and dedication. Love and dedication. Love and dedication. Showing genuine love and dedication. I don't like being put on a pedestal, but people still seem to put me on there. And people try to tell me, well, Don, you're on this pedestal because you show so much love and respect to people. And that's why you're respected in this community, because you be yourself. I'm just me. I just believe in spreading good karma. I don't ask for anything in return. If people do return the favor, that's cool. If you don't, if you return the favor back to me, cool. If you don't, cool. But always definitely make sure you always show love to those who always genuinely show you love back. And I definitely show love to a lot of the people that I really appreciate. Frankie, Ruby, so many people I could just name off the top of the bat, you know. I always stay humble, always. That's what I've learned, always. I'll never get an ego. I'm not that person. I've watched people get egos, and I'm never going to be like that. I still want to put on Karma Fest, which is an annual event festival that I really want to start putting on, where every year we just spread good karma and we just donate to a good charity, and it's just spreading good karma. So I want help putting that together so I can host that. So if anyone knows how to do that, let me know. And if anyone would love to come perform at that, just for a charitable cause, let me know. Everyone I've asked said, I don't want to be paid. It's for a charitable cause. I just want to come on and just perform for a charitable cause. I'm like, hell yeah. And that's why I'm calling the event whenever I can try to get it going. And I need help with that. It takes a lot for me to ask for help because I'm very stubborn. But I want to really try to get Karma Fest off the ground this year. I really do. Like I said, a lot of the people I've interviewed have said, yeah, I'll come perform. And that's dope. Because what kind of event? And that's why I said the perfect name for it is Karma Fest. I've always been, I always show respect back, you know. I always make sure I never go live when someone else is live. I always make sure that I don't do that. Especially if it's someone that everyone else knows that also tends to watch that person. I'll never go live around the exact same time as someone else does because I don't like to do that. I don't like to do that. Because then doing that is making the audience choose, especially if you know that there are people who watch you and another individual, you know. I'll never do that. Oh yeah, I mean, there's always someone live, Swill, but I'm talking about like when people know when someone is live and they know that their audience watches that individual as well. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I know obviously there's always someone live, but I'm talking about when people know that someone's live, when their audience watches an individual too. You love the interview? Thank you. Like I said, I'm also at a disbelief that people are wanting to hit me up for interviews now, and that people are like saying, you know what, Don, you've done interviews for so many years. It's time that people start interviewing you and you help promote yourself. People have been telling me that. They're like, you know, you've interviewed people, Don. It's time that you get interviewed too as well. Paying it forward. But 9 years, y'all, I'm very proud of myself. I'm proud of a lot of people here too. I want to see people succeed. I want to see my friends and homies succeed. I want us all to come up together because we all deserve it, because we're all underdogs. Like I said, I love the underdog story. I've always been an underdog my whole fucking life. And yeah, I like that people are starting to hit me up for interviews too, or for me to come on people's shows. I think that's dope. I never expected that because I was like, oh, no one. And I love talking just music, just movies, culture with y'all, all that stuff. Exactly, the carnival provides. It really does. That's not just a saying. It's a proven fact. If you put in work, the carnival will definitely provide for you. And the carnival's provided for me for 28 years. Yeah, this year is going to be 28 years that I discovered ICP. So I still fall under the old school category. Like I said, when I said in my interview, if anyone was watching, I was there when a lot of stuff happened. I was there when a lot of these acts came and went. I've been there through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I still love and appreciate this culture and community. I've been there through it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because this culture and community has such a great impact on my life, and it's helped me. So my way of saying thank you is to help pay it forward with everyone. Like I said, I didn't give myself the name the Karma Millionaire. My homies and the community gave me that name, Karma Millionaire, and ran with it. Like anyone that's met me in person, has chatted it up with me on live or in messages or hung out with me, they will tell you Don is the same person as he is. Always. Yeah, I'll wild out, especially at shows, because I like to wild out at shows. Who doesn't? But everyone will tell you Don is the exact same person. There's nothing gimmicky about what I do. All the love, that I show is genuinely love, because I tend to wear my heart on my sleeve a lot. And that's tend to have gotten me in trouble because I've had people take advantage of that. I've had people take advantage of that with my kindness. And all I gotta say is the people who take people's kindness for weakness, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you and fuck you. Or if you just take advantage of people that are kind and show nothing but love to you, I tell those people, fuck you. Those are the kind of people I don't need to associate with. I know who has my back. And I've learned in the last so many years all who does. I'm starting to feel a little emotional, but yeah, this is just me talking with y'all. This is just me talking. This is me. You guys are awesome. This culture and community is my everything. I've stayed in this culture and community through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I still love it so much. I still love it after 28 years. I still love it. And I continue to love it. And I'm going to continue to support and show love to those that I know that even show me love and support as well. And what I do for this community and this culture. No, I never thought I would be good at being a public speaker, but that was always like part of my anxiety was public speaking. Especially growing up. That was like always been my major anxiety was public speaking. And then I've been able to do formats like this where I can just be myself, show my love and appreciation for the stuff that I love. So, and show love and respect to the people that I care about. Yeah. So what else do y'all want to talk about? Have they announced the dates for the gathering yet? Does anyone know that yet? Get a little bit longer and then I need to go eat because I'm starving. God, I get myself emotional sometimes. That's how much genuine love that I love this culture and community that it makes me fucking emotional, y'all. Laugh at me all you want for that because you know there's going to be people that laugh at me for that and I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry that the thought of me having love and appreciation for something so much that makes me emotional. I'm sorry if that makes you laugh. If that makes you laugh, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Ugh, getting got a tear in my eye a little bit. So what else do y'all want to talk about? Why we are here. Have they announced the gathering dates yet? Like Frankie, if you're still here, I would love to get you and Acetone back on, and even Dev, because Dev is even a part of Gloom Unit. A lot of people forget that Dev is a very important part of Gloom Unit. He is the third member of Gloom Unit. So, Frankie, if you're still watching, gotta get you, Acetone, and Dev to come on. I want to get you guys to come back on because y'all are the homies and the bros, and so you guys can promote this new Gloom Unit that's coming out. Who all is still here anyways? Nine years, y'all. 9 years, not going anywhere. Yeah, there's a lot of album anniversaries coming out this month that are set to premiere, so make sure you guys check those out. Make sure you check out my other anniversary review short clips that I've done, and engage in the comment section of those, because I love to hear people's engagement in those too. Just like whenever we do the podcast, y'all, you guys are a part of the show too. You guys are a part of the show too. You guys make the show too. Cult of Chaos, y'all. Agents of Chaos. CWO, Chaos World Order. I hope I did good on that interview today on In the Tunnels. I hope I did a great interview. I hope I did. Like I said, I think that was only my second or third interview I've ever done. Because I was interviewed on Interview with the Juggalo on Vega Lovers. What year was that? I'm trying to remember. And then I was interviewed at the Gathering 2019. So yeah, this had been my third only interview that I've ever done, ever. And now people want to hit me up to do interview me as well. I don't know why people love hearing me talk. I don't know why sometimes. I still ask myself, I don't know why people love to hear me talk. I don't know why. I'm not anyone special. I'm just me. I will just say what's on my mind, and I will not sugarcoat shit, whatsoever. Oops, sorry. Anywho. Yeah. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about? Oh, shit. Yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and get off. I'll probably do a morning stream tomorrow, possibly. Yeah, everyone have a good day or night. Whether you tuned in live, thank you. Whether you were lurking, thank you. Whether you're watching the live replay, thank you. And I legit appreciate y'all. I really do. And I still can't believe, like I said, yeah, that is true. Now that I put it into perspective, think about it. Yeah, that was my only third ever interview that someone's done with me. My only third ever interview. That's crazy. It's like I said, I've been interviewed at the gathering before. Yeah, everyone have a good day and night. You guys already know who I am. I am Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S. Your friendly neighborhood JUGGALO, the Karma Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, well, then it sucks to be you. And I'm probably just sitting here ranting. So, appreciate y'all. Have a good night, y'all. Everyone hit me up after this. So, yeah. Later, y'all. Whoop, whoop. Appreciate y'all. Later. This is the Dawn. The Dawn signing out.